Hello and welcome back. Right, obviously there has been a few serious major updates within Warframe, and I've been trying to sort out my new PC, so I've actually not really been able to do any content on it, and I've really sort of missed the window of opportunity to actually get a decent amount out there. But basically I'm just going to do a quick overview for the next few minutes or so, give my opinion on it, and we can all then move on happily with our joyous lives. Yeah, life. It's an interesting topic, that. Right, so obviously the first things that have really happened are, of course, it's Shrine of the Eidolon. Not really too much of an event, or basically there have been two new Eidolons added, Gantalist and Hydralist. It is Gantalist, look how it's spelled, G-A-N-T-U list, Gantalist. And then obviously there have been some Warframe updates, Chroma, Vault, Banshee, Ash and Ember. Some of these are wanted, some of these are not wanted, some were, you could see them coming a mile off, some were desperately needed. And yeah, so let's have a moment of silence for Chroma. Rest in peace, you absolutely hero, you. No longer a hero, I'm afraid to say. We're going to go over these one by one. The first one, of course, is Chroma. This was... we knew it was coming. We didn't think it was going to be this shit. He now really does struggle. He is supposed to be a tank. Here is the frame that is literally a friggin' tank. He is designed to be adaptable and awesome, and now he's he's just he's not bad. I'm not going to say he's bad, but he's He's just He doesn't warrant an actual sentence of good or bad. He is just a noise at the moment. And the main reason that this has been done to him is because they don't want people one-shotting Eidolons. Then your problem is Riven mods, not Chroma. Sorry to say, because the Terror list I can still pretty much one-shot. And that's because of my Riven. Not because of Chroma. The other two, but yeah, fair one, I can't one-shot them, but yeah. What the actual changes to Chroma were, you have Spectral Scream, you can now just bloody run, jump, walk and cast other abilities while in Spectral Scream, as well as the fact that it's affected by Vex Armor as well. The main one being Vex Armor's changed, the calculations are... there was issues with them being multiplicative. They're now not. The boosts applied before modding, not after, and you can now preserve the buff by just recasting while the buff is active. So basically you just need to cast it once, but you'll die, so don't worry too much about that. Moving on to Vault, basically you press 4, you kill everything. That's really it. The damage cap has been removed, and they've increased the base damage output from 750 to 1200, and the duration of it has been halved for enemies that are further away. So basically the closer they are, the more damage and longer you'll stun them. The further away they are, the less damage and less time you stun them. Pretty simple, really. Yay! The next is Banshee, and this one kind of has me really conflicted, as well as slightly annoyed. Purely because Resonating Quake, the augment, that's the only thing that really changed. It's now a singular cast, allowing for free movement, and it only hits an enemy once and expands outwards, almost like a pulse. It's like a pulse of Resonating Quake. really. It deals 20 times the damage at the epicenter. It weakens as it goes out. It seems to be loosely affected by a bit of your duration, and to be perfectly honest, the idea was they didn't want AFK playing, so they've done this to stop people from just pressing 4 and then going and making themselves a cup of tea. Well, they now just sit there and spam 4, and they're a wireless keyboard, so they can spam 4 while walking around the house. Duh. Pointless. Atlas! This is one that is fucking amazing, because I've always thought Atlas just needs a way in which to heal. So they've added a new mechanic called Rubble, which comes from killing enemies that are petrified. Picking up Rubble restores health. Once you're at max health, it will temporarily increase armour. Landslide. Killing petrified enemies with landslide generates bonus Rubble as well. Petrify is now a single cast. It's no longer based on max HP and your duration, blah 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 blah. And it's not a channel ability, so that's nice, really. But wait, there's more! Enemies that are actually affected by Petrify take 25% more damage. While casting your Rumblers, enemies in the immediate area will become petrified, and Rumblers create Rubble when they expire based on how much health they had when they died. There are some I can't put it to words. Atlas is seriously now a serious contender for top tier frame. Like, he can seriously push it now that he has a lot more survivability and armor scaling as well, or stacking really. Atlas is coming through, I tell ya. Ash, you can now opt in or not of your 4th ability. DE. The problem a lot of people seem to have with the 4th ability is, one, while they are under the immediate effect of the 4th ability, is they can't be damaged except from Ash. Okay? That's one problem, because there's always an idiot trying to stab a friggin' ancient disruptor. You're doing my head in. Secondly, when actually playing Ash, it's fucking visual cancer. And to be honest, it's just the same as the 3rd ability with Augment. You've literally just gone from single target to lots of target. Boring. Fucking boring. Come on. Then there is Ember. Now this one actually caught me by surprise. 2 crap ones really. Fireball, you can hold it for a charge up to do additional damage, and upon impact it will leave behind a napalmy, you know, those really annoying, the napalm flame balls, you walk through them and you just fucking die. You can now leave them behind with Ember, but you know, the enemy doesn't bloody die. Fire Blast, when you shoot through it, as well as for allies, it will deal additional heat damage. But the main one is World on Fire. After 5 seconds, I believe it is, a percentage bar shows going from 0 to 100 over a 10% period. That's 10% per second. This, when at 100%, will double the energy cost as well as the damage output of World on Fire, but it's halved your ability radius, which means she can deal a lot more damage, but you've really screwed up her survivability, because her greatest survivability trick at high levels using World on Fire is Firequake, to try and keep the enemies downed. They can now get a lot closer to you before they shoot your shit, which is pretty annoying. There is also a Zephyr, however I am covering a Zephyr video in another video. So yeah, a lot has happened. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you pretty darn soon. Ta-ra! Have fun and don't die. It'd be awful if you died. Who'd watch my videos? Oh.